Nintendo fans are incredibly intriguing, especially fans of a franchise that hasn't been well nurtured, like Paper Mario fans or Pokemon fans. I'm not saying these fans are bad people, not at all, but when their favorite IP ends up getting mistreated, it leads to insanity, to put it lightly. But something far more interesting, which you don't see very much, is what happens to these fans when their favorite IP has gone dormant for over a decade. This is exactly what happened to Donkey Kong fans, with the last actual entry in the series being Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze back in 2014. Now with Bonanza announced, these fans have only grown more speculative than the average Nintendo fan. Because of this, a strange substance manifested that is commonly referred to as copium, with a K. Never have I seen a community band together like this and analyze every little thing they can, tie it back to the craziest things, and even find results from it all to prove that the Kremling King K. Rool will return in Donkey Kong Bonanza. So let's talk about it. I can tie two things into one here, where this all begins and one of the biggest rebuttals I've seen to the theory of K. Rool returning. In 2018, K. Rool was announced for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It was a massive shock, but a wanted one. One of the most surprising fighter announcements in all of Ultimate in my opinion. This is like if Captain Falcon got added to Smash Bros. Only in Ultimate, like 20-ish years after his last original game. For reference, K. Rool's last appearance in the game was DK Jungle Climbers, which was a spin-off on the GBA and DS. In a mainline DK game, it was Donkey Kong 64, which came out in 1999. Despite this, Sakurai included K. Rool because of fan demand, when Kremling Copium was only in its developmental stages. Now you might be saying, why K. Rool and Bonanza? Just let them do something original, but they can do both. While I'm sure Nintendo doesn't follow this to a T, I'm sure if there's an unknown character that's in Ultimate, they want players to be able to know who they are and experience their games on modern systems. Just look at the Earthbound trailer for NSO. They do just that by explaining that you might simply know him as the kid from Smash Bros, but here's his origin. The same sentiment can be applied for F-Zero with all of its games now being on NSO and 99 being a thing. While Nintendo obviously doesn't have the time or resources to give each character a new modern entry, like Kid Icarus for example, it's not a stretch to say if they have these characters, they'd still want to use them if possible. Now let's jump to Bonanza. After 11 years since Tropical Freeze, we finally get something. Donkey Kong is back with a fresh new look and an innovative new 3D adventure. This is everything and more fans have been asking for. Except there's no Diddy. Guys, come on, we need to get hashtag free Diddy trending. The people want him in Bonanza. Okay, sorry. But with this trailer brought copium, and the die-hard DK fans delved into insanity. It started with the small stuff. They noticed fossilized crocodiles and other DKC enemies. There are these golden skeleton crocodile enemies, and then there's this thing with the villains, Voidco, a mysterious organization who seems to be taking orders from someone higher up. I mean, you can see the main Kong with some sort of phone in the cutscene here. There's also this weird wording implying their true motives, probably using the power of Bonandium gems for something crazy. But those connections weren't enough. Donkey Kong fans noticed more. Big shout out to Skips, the Kremling Detective, and Joe Don't Mind for this next segment. Firstly, we need to establish who is making this game. Well, part of me still wants to believe the insane theory that Next Level Games is developing Bonanza, or is at least involved. I think it's primarily EPD Team 8, the Mario Odyssey team. Everything about this game gives off their vibes, while the UI elements do also seem similar to Next Level Games' Luigi's Mansion games. Part of me just really wants it to be Next Level Games solely because that means we'll get 3D Mario sooner than later. But EPD 8 was probably one of the teams that was heavily expanded upon because of this. The rumors about the 3D Mario team making a Donkey Kong game originated a while ago. It is likely this game has been finished for a long time. I'm personally betting on that. Even with the 3D Mario team working on Bonanza, there's still a good chance we see the next 3D Mario game in the holiday of 2026 or sooner, just because of how much Nintendo has been expanding internally. The same sentiment applies to other series also. Anyways, it's practically confirmed EPD8 is working on Bonanza. Why is that relevant? It's because of the symbolism with Mario Odyssey and the book, The Odyssey. While not officially confirmed, there's a lot of symbolism between the two works. The Odyssey follows the ancient king of Greece's journey back home to reunite with his wife, whilst the wife in question is bombarded by other men trying to marry her because the king is presumed to be dead. Meanwhile, in Mario Odyssey, it follows Mario trying to save Princess Peach from getting married to Bowser. It's not exactly the same, of course, but there are parallels between them. The Broodals are also connected to Asian folklore, being the Moon Rabbit. The Moon Rabbit is said to be companion to the Moon Goddess, who resides on the moon, and conveniently enough, it is specified the Broodals' homeland is the dark side of the moon in Mario Odyssey. With Bonanza, it goes deeper. It was tied back to Buddhism and the story The Journey to the West. There is a lot, and I'm only going over the main points, but I'll leave the full thread in the description. Some major points of the ties to Buddhism are how the crocodiles are usually antagonists in Buddhist stories. The banana language in Bonanza is visually similar to some Buddhist scripts. One of the most famous Buddhist manuscripts is a story of a tale of a monkey and a crocodile, and weirdly a lot more, but it goes deeper. It's speculated that the main antagonist of the Journey of the West, the Demon Bull King, is meant to represent K. Rool. In the story, the Demon Bull King specifically uses disguises throughout the story, which is something K. Rool did in the original Country games. And I don't want to hear you say the Country games aren't relevant when this game is a literal love letter to everything Rare era of DK, primarily in terms of character designs. There are even ties to Voidco itself with the six-eared macaque, which is supposed to represent the main little Voidco monkey, and it's one of the Bull King's sons of associates, which connects them in a way. But it still goes deeper. Early Buddhism apparently had a negative attitude towards music and dance. I sure do wonder what destroys Voidco's sealed stuff in Bonanza. Lastly, one of the companions in Journey to the West is a fish demon. In Bonanza, there's this fish creature that acts as a fast travel for DK. Another interesting tidbit is that in the cutscene where Inga Isle is being sung by Voidco, the madman Skips notice that there's another laugh, potentially from out of frame or from the main monkey's banana phone, but if you shift said laugh, it sounds near identical to K. Rool's laugh.
Another consistent theme.
Now I want to present the deepest this rabbit hole goes to my knowledge. There is a popular VTuber by the name of Mori Calliope, affiliated with popular VTuber agency Hololive. She makes rap music and does various collabs. A few months ago, she teased a big project that she said was inspired by Journey to the West. She said this project, which is clarified to be a game, is, I quote, a big thing I did, a huge, really big deal, big thing, which would attract more children to her audience. She said this in a stream from almost a year ago, and a few months ago, before the Switch 2 Direct, said that this game was still unannounced. Also, just for the record, around a year ago, Nintendo sponsored a Hololive event. This is the power of Copium. We haven't even mentioned the leaked render of the Odd Rock being connected to a young Pauline-looking character. It's very possible Bonanza is going to have King K. Rool and a new vocal song similar to how Mario Odyssey had Jump Up Superstar. And this isn't just a regular VTuber. She works for one of the most popular and prestigious agencies. She knows Japanese. She has collaborated with One Piece. And I'll remind you, just a few years ago, we had Toby Fox make tracks for Pokemon. Nintendo is much more open and receptive to pop culture recently. I don't think it'd be that big of a stretch for them to collaborate with a VTuber. I get if you doubt this all. It's completely understandable. But it's just how this all simply clicks together. It shouldn't. It doesn't make sense, but it does. I just want to spread this insane copium-induced theory more because if it really is accurate, which I'm betting on for the most part, it'd be insane to look back on how we were able to tie it all together just from the initial announcement trailer. If you want my personal theory, I think we'll be getting a second trailer sooner than later revealing K. Rool and Pauline. Pauline has a finished render, it was leaked. It's likely they'll replace the Odd Rock with Pauline after said trailer and it'll be a cool fake out thing with the box art. As for K. Rool, I feel like it's better they reveal him, especially if he isn't introduced right at the end. It'd suck anyways if you got a tiny bit of screen time at the end, and once the game came out everyone was just spoiled. I think it's more likely he'll be introduced midway through or earlier, and at least be properly teased in said second trailer. Donkey Kong fans are impressive. I didn't think the copium could grow this much, but this must be what it's like to not have a new game in 11 years. I guess you could say they've tipped the scale. It would be really funny if K. Rool just isn't in the game.